Hi guys, we have a special edition of the show tonight. We got a friend, good friend from Italy, Flat Earth Italy. It's gonna be here today, and because of time zones, I'm here in Japan. It's 10:05 p.m. I'm in a different place. I normally face the window, but it's nighttime, so I got the lights right on my face here. So let me go ahead and add. He's in the house. Are you? It's a pleasure for me to have here with me the author of those three amazing books, The Fastest Pen of the West, Albino Galuppini, and his latest book, Terra Plana in Italian. So, brother, it's a pleasure. We had a show last year, 2 years ago. Unfortunately, we had the show removed. Let's see if we can have another one today. Welcome to the show. Say your greetings to everyone, brother.
Ciao, 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 Eddie. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
Pleasure is mine, brother. So you have some things to tell us about flat Earth in Italy, and we were just talking about a couple minutes ago. I understand that this last edition had perhaps a little bit less people, but there is a lot of things going on, and they are doing this. In my view, they are doing this on purpose so people can be distracted and not think about flat Earth. That's why they're doing a lot of things to us. So let's go ahead. Let's get started and talk about your book in Spanish. You have a Spanish version now.
Yes, uh, a s- I had translated the Spanish version of The Fastest Pen of the West, La Pluma Más Rápida del Oeste, and it's the great story. It's not maybe a great book, but it's a great story of Bill Kaysing because, as you know, everybody knows Bill as the originator, as the father of the moon hoax theory, but it was a uh, very interesting man and writer. He lived outside what he called the rat race. So he lived a very uncommon life. So it was worth to me to put it into a book so people can read and understand his philosophy and his particular way of life. And so I'm so proud having written this book.
All right, guys. For those who don't know, this is Bill Casing, and Albino had the opportunity to get in touch with his family, his daughter, and he wrote two books. Both of them I have here, part one and part two, the life of the biography of Bill Casing. Really interesting. We did talk about this subject last time, but we had the video removed. So we're planning on we're gonna do a lot of talking, but I'm not gonna play any videos today to avoid any problems. So for those who don't know, this is Bill Casey. He was the very first person who actually spoke out about the moon, the hoax, right? About the moon landing.
Yes, he was the first to understand that there was something wrong with all the narrative that the NASA had put out, and so he decided to collect data. He was a writer. He was a voracious reader. So he collected data, and as he went forward with his work, He was convinced that the moon landing was a hoax, so he wrote the book "We Never Went to the Moon" in 1976, and it was a huge success. And but I want to point out soon that Bill Kaysing was a very eclectic writer, so he was writing about how to live cheaply, how to live with little money, how to not to pay taxes, and so he was very worried against the United States government, which was and which is the public enemy number one of the American people. And so I I translated his way of thinking in my book. So my book is a dangerous book, so to speak, because in the bibliography I put a lot of books of alternative lifestyle, how to get free health cares, how to self-produce food, how to avoid paying taxes. He wrote a couple of books about not to pay how not to pay taxes in the USA. Also, he had some writings about to disappear and not to be found again in the United States and then find out a new identity. And my bibliography, the bibliography of the book, which I show, which is a very extensive bibliography. There are a lot of books mentioned. Also, how to, of course, how to live without paying taxes, how to disappear in the United States and not to be found again by the IRS and the Internal Revenue Service. And so my book is a dangerous book, actually, because it suggests the very philosophy of Bill Kaysing, of course. Although he was very famous, and he still be very famous due to the book "We Never Went to the Moon." And also, I want to point out that contrary on some people believe, Bill Kaysing was trending to the belief that all the space missions were fake, not only the moon landings, but also the space shuttles and the Russians space mission were fake. So Bill Kaysing had an extensive understanding about what the space exploration is.
I think I lost your audio. Okay, I think we lost our audio.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, now I can hear you. Okay. All right, so we lost you momentarily. A lot of people are having bad weather, including here. So shout out to Texas, man. They have a tornado warning there. And we had a typhoon all day here today. So shout out to all my friends in Brazil, Victor Lima, Canal Daniel Simões, whistleblower, Billy Zig in Australia. Good to hear from you, brother. And so a lot of good people here, Mojo Shop. So we have the pleasure of having Albino, author, Italian author. They just had a conference now in Italy 3 weeks ago. So I do want, um, oh, Melbourne, right? Billy Zig is in Melbourne. So I do want to hear a little bit, brother, if you can tell us a little bit about the conference you just had there in Italy, Flat Earth Conference in Italy. Please go ahead and tell us a little bit about it.
Yes, thank you. And we had a conference in Rome last year in November, and we had a lot of people. And we had a conference three weeks ago in Reggio Emilia, in the Emilia Romagna, and we had less people because we discovered that people who has not taken the shot.
That thing right here, right? I know.
People who have taken the shot does not want to mix with people who have not taken the shot, so they don't go to the conference where 99% of people are not they're not. And however, there was a guy very interesting. It comes to my mind right now. There was a man from Bologna who tells us, who told us that he was working for 5 years in the GPS settings and satellite communications, and he admitted that actually satellite communications are just towers, are just terrestrial towers. There's no satellites in space. And he came to the conference to tell us this stuff. And he also said that the people in that job must sign an agreement of not a disclosure to the fact that the actual GPS and satellite communication are just terrestrial. There's no need of satellites. And satellites actually do not exist.
Yeah, satellites in outer space do not exist. Interesting for those who watch that movie on Netflix, Leave the World Behind. There is a scene there where Julia Roberts, she's all worried about the some sort of terrorist knocking down the satellites from space, and the response, the guy says, the satellites are a network of computers down here. That's what satellites are. So it's a big, like, they
Yes,
telling us.
I suppose there are balloons, also are satellites, especially in places where you cannot have towers that close to be kept in contact each other, like in the Amazons, maybe in the deserts. Maybe there are balloons, stratospheric balloons,
Yeah,
making
balloons.
balloons,
I,
making the
I believe,
circumference of sun.
yeah, I believe they have also, there was a guy here, Seven Club, and he was telling about another. Some of those satellites are really, it's a different energy. He explained here. Actually, I do have the video here. I'm gonna see if I can play today, but I'm gonna find the video. I do have it here. He was here at Seven Club. He was explaining there's electrostatic energy. I think that's what it is. Some of them, like the ISS, so it's a combination. Sometimes they use balloons or satelloons or towers here, computer network. But one thing is for certain: there's nothing outside in space, orbiting above Earth. No way.
There is an interesting discovery I made, and I put in the book. You for which you wrote the preface, that the thickness of our atmosphere is very thin, um, because some friends of mine discovered through a balloon sent to space that at 40 kilometers up, the atmospheric pressure is just 1,000th of the pressure in the at the surface of the Earth. So it is not true that we have many kilometers uh, of atmosphere above our heads. We don't have. We have 5 kilometers of breathable air. So we have also 15, 20 kilometers where planes can fly, and then beyond that, up in the sky, we have the blackness of space, and we don't know what there is beyond. We don't know what there is very high in space. Maybe we have a vault, we have a dome, a firmament, who knows?
Yeah,
But the thickness of our atmosphere, actually, atmoplane, because we are not atmodisk. Maybe it is a disk. Maybe atmodisk should be called, and it's very thin. It is not so thick as they say.
I see. So, guys, for those of you who are joining now, a lot of shout outs here. Alain de Horizonte Prime, good morning. Crystal, Wildren, Nathaniel Coates in New Zealand, Australia. Yeah, Steve Bailey. So, I have the pleasure of having Albino Galuppini here. He was in touch with the family of Bill Kaysing. He wrote a book, the biography of Bill Kaysing. For those of you who don't know who Bill Kaysing was, he was the first guy who spoke about the fake moon landing. 1972, he wrote. I think he was the second one. Or I think there was, what was the name of that other guy who wrote about this? I forgot his name. But
The other name, he was Randy Reed, but Randy Reed, it was just the brother of the publisher, and so he was not a researcher, just somebody who helped him to publish the book, because Barry Reed was the brother, the publisher was the brother of Randy Reed. But actually, the work was just of Bill Kaysing. And it is also very interesting, the story of these alternative publishers like Barry Reed. It is his story is told in my book, and Bill Kaysing, he was in contact with these very strange people all around the United States, very alternative lifestyle people, and actually Randy Reed does not appear anymore in the Bill Kaysing books.
oh, shout out to France. Flat Earth France is in the house. So someone next to you, Albino, we got Flat Earth Italy today and Flat Earth France in the chat. Shout out. I don't know. I can't speak French. I'm sorry.
Bonjour.
Bonjour, bonjour. So it's about afternoon there, right? Just about like in for you, right?
What? Can you repeat?
It's afternoon in France as well, right? In Europe,
Yes,
I think so.
we're in the United yeah,
Hmm.
Soviet Union of Europe. We have the same
Time zone.
time zone.
Right. So yeah, we got friends in the house. So one of my friends in Brazil, he's going to work on a translation of a book written between I think 1909. Talks about the expedition of a ship called the Belgique. It's a Belgium ship. They went to Antarctica. Think they explored Antarctica. I think between 1908 to 1909 was 1 year they spent in Antarctica. And he was reading parts of the book, but it's really complicated. So he was working and translating. They are translating the book. They're translating a couple of books from German and also from French that talks about all the Antarctica expeditions back in the early 1900s. A lot of things, a lot of good information there that is still we still need to bring to light. A lot of things are hidden. Okay. Did we have any expedition to Antarctica by Italy back in the 1900s? Albino, do you know anything about it?
In Antarctica, you mean I don't know. We had in maybe 1 century ago. One is,
Yeah, because the Russians went there,
what?
the Germans went there, the Russians went
Yeah,
there. Yeah, I wonder if the
Italians,
Italians went there.
Italians didn't go to Antarctica. Italians went to North Pole with the dirigible with a balloon, with and there was a sad story about an expeditions, but I didn't follow that much that story because we don't know how how much it is true in their recount. For example, I reported in my book about the expedition of Robert Scott in
Yeah,
Antarctica in 1912, and it was a unfortunate expedition when they all died. But now we have the pictures they took in Antarctica, and then in those pictures show monuments, temples, and pyramids, and so on. And maybe I show some okay, some example I published in my book. This is pictures taken in Antarctica of temples, of ruins, ancient ruins, and that the Scott expedition discovered. So when they go in Antarctica, we never know what is the real goal. They they can they can pop off a bunch of lies, a bunch of lies. So we don't really know.
yeah,
Unfortunately,
that's right.
what's going on in Antarctica? We do not even know what they are doing now in Antarctica. We have several. They have several base in Antarctica, and we don't know what they are doing. In my
Yeah,
opinion, they are still researching these these ruins, these cities, abandoned cities, ancient cities they found in Antarctica.
Yeah, I want to quote recently for you guys. Some of you probably were familiar with my channel. I uploaded the testimony of a geophysicist. On another video, he said something really interesting about the heliocentric model. So he said, I'm going to quote what he said, okay, exactly these words, okay. So they should not claim that their model is scientific. When they close Antarctica, they close parallel 6 below, they close and don't allow anybody else to research and see for ourselves what's going on. So the heliocentric model claims to be a scientific. I know it's a done deal. We already know it was a globe 2,000 years ago, but at the same time they lock us in here, this region, and do not allow us to go and explore. So there's no. This is not really science. If it was truly science, they would just let us go and see by ourselves. But because we can't go, it's not really science. It's just an interpretation that they are giving us, and we have to accept. That's what it is.
Yes, we are in a permanent lockdown.
We are definitely in a permanent lockdown. You said it all, man. It's so, guys. This is Albino Galuppini, author of these books. He was once very close to the Kaysing family, and he said something really important right now. We are on a permanent lockdown, meaning we can't go past 60 parallel south, and we can't go past what 75 degrees north. It's a permanent lockdown.
Yes, I believe, I have the feeling that also in the uh, North Pole there is maybe some civilization hidden uh, under the ice. So they don't want to us to go there because the history should be rewritten, and so the geography would be rewritten. So the size of the Earth wouldn't fit in the official size of the Earth. They say in the books and in Wikipedia, and
Yeah, that's right.
to me is also one reason why they don't want to us to go to the poles, because the size of Earth, the distances, the length will be different. So the global model, the size of the Earth would not fit anymore in the numbers they give in the
Yeah,
textbooks.
yeah. Everything. Well, we live in a illusion. This is like a matrix. Definitely a matrix. We
Yeah.
live under. That's what.
I definitely agree with Russian Vids uh, when he said that the lies in the news and the true in the movies,
Yeah,
uh, which is 100% true to me.
that's right. That's Russian Vids. That's his word. I'm gonna actually add a banner here and truth in movies, and lies in the news. Yeah, truth in movies. Gonna add a banner here. Lies in the news. Russian vids. All right, let me So we got a banner there now. So that's what he says. I think we can make it scroll. I don't know how to make that, but that's true. Like he said that that's a trademark. Truth in movies lies in the news, and
Another,
a lot of movies show stuff like this. I mean, like um, what's beyond some areas that we cannot go, especially in the North Pole. They do show some movies sometimes, like the land, forgotten land or something there in this region right there. So completely inaccessible to us. So what Albino said, I'm gonna quote you again. We are in a permanent lockdown in this region right here. And even to go from side to side is a hassle. I was saying like if I want to go to Australia, I have to take medical exams and then pay a police fee. I gotta pay a fee for the police. Can you believe that? Don't know, man.
yes, it's their trick is that
That
people are sheep, so they are in fear of pretty much everything. So just it is just to treat a police fine or something, and they a police report, and they and they just quit protesting. They just quit thinking, and 99% of people are that way. They just want to be bored with something, with somebody in a uniform, and uh, and then this is the reason why the flat Earth true is a bit hard to make come true, because people are scared, and people are distracted. People are entertained with movies, with sports, with vacations, holidays, cars, and fashion, and music, and so on.
Yeah, this is all distraction, man. Keeps us distracted. And unfortunately, even politics, I had a good friend on the
Yeah,
show a couple of weeks ago, and he's looking at other issues, and I told him, brother, maybe all those issues, politics and what's going on, it's a way to keep you away from flat Earth. That's what they do. I try to focus on flat Earth all the time because I think to me it's the most important thing. It's the truth that breaks free the mind and releases all prisoners from as someone just posted here. Shout out to you, Stevie. The globe is a prison for the mind. So flat Earth
yeah,
really just set us free.
yeah. Just like in the movie The Truman Show. Of course, true man. So they just tell us in face, but people do not want to understand, most of them. And yes, politics is maybe the most important distraction, and they are also raising the bar with all these wars we have currently, and the wars we are going to have very soon, all around, all over the world.
Now, what's the position of Italy in this situation, brother? Because since Italy is part of the European Union, they gotta go along with the flow, correct?
Yes, actually, we have very weak politicians, because Italy has not a very strong people at government, so we going to follow what the EU is going to decide. Actually, the United States through NATO is are behind the European Union actually, and I believe that by this summer they are going to start. They are going to escalate the war here
in Europe.
in Europe.
Yeah, man. All right, we got Salvatore. Shout out to you, brother. Yeah, that's perhaps he can speak some Italian. Well, it doesn't matter. So let me explain what's going on here. Like, for example, Japan. Uh, what's going on? Actually, not just in Japan. They're making people work more and more because everything now is so expensive. You know, like this month, we food rose its price again right here in Japan. Like I went to the supermarket yesterday, and you can see, for example, I used to buy three lemons for like $2. Now it's $1 per lemon. Three lemons, $3. So little by little, milk went up, meat went up. No, everything went up. So they are forcing the people to work even more, find like two jobs, perhaps even a third job, right? Or work on weekends. I got students who would say like, "Oh, teacher, I gotta work this weekend." Besides working during the week, they now have to work on weekends to make ends meet. And it's like this everywhere. I got families in Brazil and my parents there, my sisters. And same thing over there, like things are becoming more expensive. So people have to work more. So they have less time. No wonder you told me not that many people attended the conference because a lot of people are really worried about putting food on the table right now. So many, so many, and they do this on purpose. So we have no way to escape the prison that we are in. That's what they do.
Yes, there was another reason that we had only 35, 40 people at the conference. It was on Saturday, while we usually had the conferences on Sunday. Maybe this is the reason why we had less people than in Rome, where we had more than 100 people attending because it was on Sunday, not on Saturday, and I believe that actually Italy is uh, is a rich country, but in this time because there is a lot of work, a lot of people working, many immigrants, and the inflation is very high. But I agree with you that a way of distraction is forcing people to work more, because if you have to work, you don't have time to think about what's going on. First of all, what's going on with your life?
Yeah, man. You have no energy left. How are you gonna research about? How are you gonna read? Have time to read? If you gotta wake up early in the morning on your second or the first job, and then you work, let's say, from 7 to 3, one job, and then from 3 to 11, another job. I mean, that's all on purpose. They do this on purpose. So we have to remain like as slaves there, man. They have the control and they keep us as slave.
Yes, it's a kind of slavery. A slavery. Um, because who is the perfect slave? The perfect slave is who does not know he is a slave.
Exactly. I didn't know. That's so interesting because before I thought, oh man, we can go to space, man. We can go to Mars. We can go to all these places because it was all in my mind. Once we realize, we see, oh, we can't even go below 60 degrees south. I mean, and they have all the information about us. They know our phone numbers. They know where we live. They are watching us through cameras everywhere. I mean, this is a prison, man. This is like being in those high security prisons where there are cameras everywhere. You can't go from here to there, man. This is, I don't know.
Yes, also the smart cars,
Smart cars, man.
smartphones. You are controlled in any moment of your life. And I want to remind that there is no Antarctica, which is off limits. Also, many parts of Australia you can go in. Many parts of southern Canada, northern Canada, northern Russia, also the United States, Area 51. You can, it's a big area you cannot visit. So there are many places around the world in which you can go, you can not travel to, and there is no clear reason why they are forbidden to common people.
Yeah. Albino, there is a question here for you. I don't know if you
Yes.
can read. It says, can you ask Albino about the glass onion model as presented at the conference in Italy?
Ah, yes. This is my friend Adrian van Weerden, which is the man from the Netherlands I was talking about
Right.
before going on air. And he presented in the conference um, a particular theory about the shape of the Earth and about how the time is created. It's a very strange,
Different interpretation.
yeah, very weird, um, very weird theory. And with Adrian, we have reprised, we have revamped a project to make a Monox museum somewhere. Could be in the UK, where to put all this stuff about the research uh, on the moon hoax. And I believe it would be interesting for also for tourists, because the moon hoax, unlike the flat Earth theory, the moon hoax is more widely accepted.
Yeah, many
So it
people,
would,
even Globers, many Globers know or don't don't believe that they did go to the moon. And there is a movie coming up right about this. I think Fly Me to the Moon. It's a new movie coming up about that.
yes, it's a strange. It's a strange operation by the CIA. I don't know where they want to go um, with this movie.
Yeah,
I have not understood yet what is the goal of this
I,
movie
I, I,
suggesting.
It's like we say here, truth in movies, lies in the news by Russian beat. So maybe they will
Yes,
spill
maybe
some truths.
the intent it, is just to mock people. Who knows? Maybe it's interesting that they cite Stanley Kubrick. Also, Bill Kaysing was convinced that there was a Stanley Kubrick behind
Behind.
the Moonhawks footage. Also, there is the interesting story of the astronaut Jim Irving, who was killed while he was in contact with Bill Kaysing, and Jim was intentional to release an interview in which maybe he was revealing that the moon landing was a hoax, and Jim Irving was killed the day before uh, to release this interview, and so we do not know what he would have said. However, I know because I talked to I spoke to a witness that Bill Kaysing spoke by telephone with Jim Irwin for several minutes, many dozens of minutes, during one or two telephone calls. So we don't know what Jim Irwin revealed on phone to Bill Kaysing. So maybe the fact that Bill was so sure that Kubrick was involved in the Moonhawks, um, maybe due to the fact that Jim Irwin revealed that particular detail, that particular thing about the moon landing hoax.
All right. So, guys, for you who are just joining in the show, we got here today Albino Galuppini, author of two books, The Biography of Bill Kaysing. For those who don't know who Bill Kaysing was, he was one of the first person who spoke out about the fake moon landing. That's his book, We Never Went to the Moon. First edition came out in 1972, and Albino was able
76.
to. Go ahead, say 73?
76.
76, sorry. So he was like one of the first ones to speak out about the fake moon landing. So Albino has been in touch with Bill Kaysing family for many years. He got a lot of personal photographs, which is included here in the book. There is one picture here that I really like it. Bill Kaysing, he liked the dirty bikes, motocross, dirty bikes, and that was my
Yeah,
passion when I was teenager. I'm gonna find a picture that I have here and show to you guys tonight. First hand, never show this for anybody. But let me see the picture here. Bill Kaysing is on a Honda, I think a CR 250 or 450. I don't know. It's a really powerful one. So he was a big fan of dirty bikes, like off-road bikes, motorcycles. I'll find here in a minute. So there is a question here for you about the Orsini family. I don't know much about it. They're asking if the Orsini family rules Italy. I don't know. Does the
senior,
Orsini family rules Italy?
senior.
Orsini family. Do you know anything about
I
it?
was senior because there were ancient, ancient ruling families during the Renaissance, and many others ruled. For example, the Colonna was a family uh, in Rome, and oddly enough, they believed that Christopher Columbus was a Colonna, and in the and so the America was not discovered, was rediscovered, because
Rediscovered.
they knew there was another continent in between Europe and India. And so, and actually in Spanish, Columbus is Colon. So it was maybe an Italian nobleman, Christopher Columbus, because we have to understand that also the history is completely uh, to
So lies.
be rewritten. Yes, it's a lie. It's a it's a mosaic of lies, mosaic of lies, and also it is the argument also false friend.
Exactly.
The subject of the third volume of my book Quaderni dalla Terra Piatta, notebook of the flat Earth, and so I'm very interested in the time change. They added 1,000 years to history, and it's a very mind blowing to discover that also the history is completely fake. And
Literally. Made up. It's all made up stuff, you know.
yeah, it's made up because we have these ruins with these Roman Empire buildings, temples, palaces, and aqueducts and obelisks, but we don't really know who made it and how how long ago they made it, and
Yeah.
so it's completely history is completely fabricated.
Totally fabricated. So this is the
I
picture I
see
was talking about. Bill Kaysing riding a Honda motorcycle right here. He really liked the motorcycles, and that's his Honda. He had several ones actually. You know.
Ye- Yes, because Bill, he was a very, he was a motorcycles lover since then he was 15, and he kept racing in motocross for many years, and then he when he wake up and they left the Rocketdyne, the 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 industry in which he was working. He was he was a technical writer at Rocketdyne. He was a firm which built the Saturn V rockets also, and he quit racing with motorcycles, and he divorced from the first wife. He met another woman called Ruth, and he started roaming with a trailer in the desert, and he started writing books about cooking about how to live, how to build a cheap home, prefab home, and so on. And the 75, he met some Vietnam former soldiers, and their lives were destroyed by the drug addictions, because they were forced to kill people, to kill
Wow.
to kill children, and so they were drug addicted. So they otherwise they couldn't do that. And so one of these former soldiers, by the name of John Grant, challenged Bill in order to investigate if the moon landing was real, or it was a government scam, just like the Vietnam War and the Pearl Harbor incident, and so on. And and so he started investigating the moon landing exploit, and he discovered that there were so many flaws in the Apollo projects, in the astronauts' statements, in the NASA news, and so on. So he decided to write down the book "We Never Went to the Moon," and a couple of years later, uh, they drew the book, the movie Capricorn One. Capricorn One, very few people know that, is based on the book We Never Went to the Moon. But since that didn't want to pay royalties to Bill Kaysing, they just changed a bit the screenplay. So they in the film is a Mars landing, which is faked, not the moon landing. So Bill didn't see a dime for
Yeah,
for
I saw this on the book, man. Uh, he was cheated, right? He gave the whole idea, the whole plot. He came up with the whole plot, and they changed it to Mars. So they didn't give him anything.
Yes. The strange thing is that the Mars lander is totally equal. It's the same of the
Everything
lunar
is
lander,
equal. Everything.
and it couldn't be possible, because Mars has an atmosphere, they say. So they couldn't use a lunar type lander to land on Mars. It's just they made a lot of money, and actually Capricorn One is a very good movie, I
It
find,
is.
with
I watch it.
very good actors. And but they didn't want to do $1 to Bill for stealing its idea from his book.
Yep. So this is a picture from the movie Capricorn One. I wonder how many of you guys in the chat have watched it. All right. Uh, the the movie Capricorn One is based on Bill Kaysing's, and he came up the whole thing, the plots and the movie. They had everything ready. Didn't they set fire in his office or something like that?
What set fire?
Didn't they set fire? Wasn't like his office or his house? Wasn't like they set fire to his house? Was it
Bill
Bill?
Casey. Bill Casey, you mean?
Yeah, yeah. Didn't they set fire to his office or something? He had to move or
No,
something, right?
no.
No,
I
no,
don't
no.
think so.
Okay,
No,
okay.
they said they tried to threaten him with a car, chasing him with cars, and this is the copy I have of the shoe in the court when Bill Casey was trying to get his royalties back, but they didn't want to give him anything for the his book. We never went to the moon.
Yeah. So they stole his idea. So guys, what
Yeah,
Albino Galuppini is saying, I think it's in his book right here.
yeah,
They stole Bill Casey's idea, and they made this movie called Capricorn One. Instead of landing on the moon, they landed on Mars. Now, Albino, someone is asking, where in Italy are you from?
I am from the northern Italy, in the province of Brescia, near the Garda Lake.
All right. So here's someone here. I don't work, lived in Italy, so he's familiar with some. Couple of people here watched the movie. I did watch Capricorn One once by myself back 2015, 16, and then I played for my students, and they were like, "No way!" Like they really liked it. What are your thoughts about Elon Musk, Albino?
Elon Musk, I believe it's just a face. He's just a mask they use to put forward all these innovations, all these electric cars, and all the stuff he is putting forward, and also the Mars scam, just just soap bubbles, just bubbles, and it's just a guy they use to put forward this new world of this new world.
All right,
Do
guys,
you
I
remember
found yeah, I found the movie Capricorn One on YouTube. I'm gonna go ahead,
Yeah,
guys, and place a link. 24 million views. So a lot of people, no wonder so many people don't believe the moon landing because a lot of people have watched this movie. So there you go, Capricorn One. The link is in the chat. High definition, good movie, recommended. You know, really good. So
yes,
someone said, go ahead, say.
it's a very good movie. I believe before you read the question, also the latest movie, Fly Me to the Moon. Maybe it's just intended for money, for making money with the hypothesis that the moon landing is a hoax.
Yeah, you got it. I did someone just say here Elon is from a family of witches, literally. I think he was wearing like a Baphomet Iron Man kind of outfit, but there was like a Baphomet, something like that. It's a puppet. People are having their different
We don't,
opinions
we don't
about it.
even we don't even know if he's the real Elon Musk because um, these these people as double doubles. And
Double,
so
right? Yeah,
double maybe another guy. For example, just for an example, Adolf Hitler. If you look carefully, old footage of the chief of the Nazi and so on, you can see a, a thin uh, a thin Hitler and another fatter Hitler. So maybe there were two Hitlers,
yeah.
and
Who knows?
and who knows? Because you have an actor, you have many famous people
Yeah,
have
yeah.
found a
They,
double, and so they use this double when they don't want to show up in public for any reason.
exactly. I
Yeah,
want to point
every
out. Mm,
Every Lavigne has a double, and and the others.
yeah, I want to point out. Someone said this, and I found it really interesting. Like Elon Musk, since a lot of NASA documents, and they have to make it, public. They because of every now and then they need to make those documents public, and so it's a way they kind of contract somebody else, a private company, that those companies don't need to give their documents, make it public. Like we have a lot of documents from NASA stating Earth is flat. Now, when they contract their work, these companies don't have to upload their documents or make it public in the Freedom of Information Act. Like, so that's a way also for them to hide even more, you know, conceal all those information from the public by contracting, third parties, and that's probably where Elon, gets in the scene. Perhaps that's how what they do.
It's strange because it is said that SpaceX both technology and the rockets from Russia. I don't know if it is true, but if it is true, it means that the rocket technology is a very poor and unreliable
Yes,
technology. They have
yeah,
to rely on anybody in the world to help us to help them
exactly.
to send rockets in the lower atmosphere, not even in in the upper atmosphere, just in the lower atmosphere. Because when you see the rockets arching and with camera, it means that they are not that high. I also doubt they are supersonic. I
Oh
believe
yeah,
rockets may also not be supersonic. Very fast, actually, very fast, but not supersonic.
yeah,
Because supersonic flights needs maybe a different shape of the rockets. They are not so. They are too bumpy to be maybe to be supersonic.
that's right.
It's just
But
rockets are just expensive fireworks.
that's right. So I'm gonna play a short song here just for a quick break, guys, so we can have a cup of coffee or something, and we should be back in about 4 minutes. Let's go ahead and watch this. All right, Albino, quick break, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. All right. So let me find
Sure.
here this thing right here, very interesting about since we're talking about okay, this one.
Video has opened up again, and so now we're seeing some more of that video of the external tank shot by Mike Fink after Endeavour's orbit. Shot by Mike Fink after Endeavour's orbit. Shot by Mike Fink after Endeavour's orbit. Shot by Mike Fink after Endeavour's orbit.
P-Brain here. Guess where I am? You guessed it, on the ISS. A secret mission. They flew me up here. They wanted me to see that the ISS was real and the Earth is a ball. And I got to tell you, the Earth is a ball. Pacific, just guys wanted you to see this. The Earth is not flat. Uh-oh. Just kidding. This is a picture from my front yard. Don't be fooled.
Hi guys, shout out that was a clip from Dave Wise. Shout out Dave Wise. So guys, this is my channel, YouTube channel right here. I got this testimony from my PhD in geophysics. Really nice. Taboo conspiracy also mirror this. Shout out to Ben there, and really nice. It's worth watching. And for you guys, if you can, if you want, support the channel. Just visit my store, Better Banjo store. Just click there, get a map today, get a t-shirt, some items there, just a way to support the channel. Right here, go to apparel, or you go to wall art, order a map today, all sorts of maps here. This is real nice, restored. I got permission to actually have this in my store. This is the CVS American Square. I got permission from these guys who sell maps. I forgot David Ramsey. I think it's Ramsey, Ramsey, something like that. So I got some cool maps there, 2 pages worth of maps. Shout out to Robert and Dimitri from Russia for uh, restoring the Gleason's map, making it really nice. I got here the most important Antarctic bases. Of course, not all of them, but most of them are here. France, there is one from Italy somewhere here. There is also a Brazilian one down here. So thanks. Let's go back. Speak. We have a special guest today from Italy, Albino Galuppini, author of The Fastest Pen of the West, the biography. Bill Kaysing. I got to read this book again. I read a couple of years ago. I mean, I got to read both of them. His latest book, Terra Plana. I think that's what Pieta. Terra Pieta. So I had my DNA. You know those DNA like family ancestry done. I'm actually 22% Italian Greek. I'm a mix, man. I'm like the Roman Empire, man. I got a little bit of Greek, Italian, Portuguese, a little bit of French, 8% of British. I'm a entire mix. I got 11, 12% of Native American. It's a mix, man. Yeah, we have a
Yeah,
canvas too. I have canvas too. Okay, for those, just check the store. They have canvas. So let's go. Let's move on another maybe 20, 30 minutes. Okay, Albino, look my eyes. I'm an early bird, brother. I don't sleep late. And tonight, this week, we have a special edition here of our live stream with Albino because every time we go live, I go live. Albino is sleeping. It's like in the middle of the night, 3 a.m., 4 a.m. So we decided to have an extraordinary live stream this week. And it's a pleasure for me to be here with Albino Galuppini from Italy. They just had a conference about 3 weeks ago. What are the plans for the future on Flat Earth Italy, Albino?
uh, before before I was to recounting about the man who we met in the latest conference was working in the satellite sector, but it's just satellites are just towers, communication towers. And he also revealed that they have to add more towers because people use more GPS. Also, walkers or cyclists, they use GPS. Not only people in the cars. So they have to add towers to GPS, and he mentioned the number here in Emilia Romagna. They have to keep up with the increasing use of GPS, also from people, walkers or just cyclists and so on. So it is an interesting point. And I want to thank you, of course, before I forget, for your preface, for your kind preface of my latest book. And what's next? Next, I believe maybe I'm going to organize a new conferences here in Italy. I am more prone talking about the steal of times, the time machine, the fact that the timeline in which we live is fake, is to be checked out. So I have coins. I have coins like this from Russia. You can see it. You cannot see it.
Flat Earth coins?
Yeah, because in the ancient coins you can see
Oh,
date, a strange
yeah, yeah.
date written, and so I'm investigating these this item, and so I am gonna have conferences uh, on the faking of history, and also flat Earth, and maybe there's going to be my biography of Bill Kaysing translated into other languages, and I hope so. And so that's all.
All
If
right.
you have
So let
more questions,
yeah, yeah, let me just share something here. Uh, Heighten. So Jay Heighten. Uh, I encourage people to get the file. You know, you can download the file and take it to Office Max. Have them printing for you in black and white. The only reason the book is the price is $50. I don't get my profit was like $7. It's because it's color. That's why it's all color. So that makes Albino and I we use the same company Lulu as print on demand, and because the book is color, they most of the profits. I don't know if they make profit or not. They probably do. It's for them, you know. That's why the book's a little bit pricey. But I encourage you guys just download the file. I just pasted the link, free PDF. You can just have the file go to an Office Max and say, "Can you print this in black and white for me?" It's probably gonna be like $20, 25. I don't know. But color, if you say, "Oh, can you print this in color?" Of course, it's gonna be expensive. So that's the reason. It's not profits. It's because it's color. That's why any book color. That's actually, man, when I was in college, like when I was in the US doing my master's program in early in 2000, 2002, 2001, the books were already $100 at that time, and they're the color books, you know. So color books are expensive.
yes, I have the copy here, the copy of your book. I hope to meet you in person sooner or later, so you can put your signature on my book.
Thank you. I have
On my
yours
copy
here.
of your book. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll see, man. I'll work. Let's see if maybe next year, if you guys put up another conference, it may be possible for me to take a flight Tokyo, Rome, and and we can get together for a couple of days, talk about flat Earth
I,
there.
yes, I have the idea of organize a conference is in Venice here in Italy, because Venice is a very astounding city. It's very unique, and so could be a great idea to have an international conference in Venice, which is less than 200 miles from where I live, and
Yeah,
so it could be interesting. And
yeah, man. I think even though,
maybe next year could be. We tried several years ago to set up an international conference in Croatia, in the place where Nikola Tesla was born, but it was
wow,
the COVID period, so we have to cancel
yeah,
cancel
yeah,
off
I remember.
everything. Maybe it could be next year the time to rehearse the project of an international conference. Maybe in Venice, because it's one of the most interesting and strange city in the world. So it is worth visiting it.
Yeah. Also, I have been close with the flat earthers in Brazil. They're also planning a conference this year, either this year, 2024, or next year, but they're planning something big. Guys, for you in the chat, for you, the guys who are going to watch later, I'm really happy to say that there is an estimation of approximately 20 million flat earthers in Brazil. 20 million flat earthers in Brazil. I mean, soon we can start making change, although it's very hard, because who owns Brazil are the Rockefellers, so they can set all those channels, letters channels, all the stuff like that. But that's why they are scared. They brought Professor Dave talking about 200 proofs, trying to debunk. They brought another. He always bring those people, Satanists, all them worship the devil. We all know. But I'm very happy to say, I'm proud to say that in Brazil, the number of flat earthers is probably now, back in 2017 was 11 million. Now it's approaching 20 million flat earthers in Brazil. Really
In
proud
Italy,
to
they
say that.
in Italy they
Huh?
say it is a 15% of flat
It
earthers.
yeah, it
Fifteen
was
percent. I don't
7%.
believe. I don't believe it is too much, but I could be. I believe that the young people, flat earthers, could be 10%,
Now
which is a great percentage.
I'm gonna show. Let me find real quick here. Real quick. Let me see if I find his channel. I was on his channel, right? Okay. Now this is a flat earther right here. Okay. I'm gonna show this guy for you. Let me share my screen. He makes excellent videos. On him, this guy alone, look at his subscribers. 1,240,000 subscribers. This guy is 100% biblical flat earther. Biblical flat earther. Right? Dome, ice wall. I've heard of his great. Now this is one of them. Okay. If we go to Professor, the Professor Afonso, Dr. Afonso, who just came out as, I mean, no, he came out as flat earth as a flat earth years ago, but he's got 500,000. So two guys alone, only two channels, it's almost 2 million subscribers. Of course, it doesn't mean that every one of them are flat earth is a flat earth, but you see the
Yes,
impact.
it is important keep up with the good work because I noticed that many people are um, awakening, and as the time goes by, and I believe also the heliocentric model, the relativity theory, the evolution theory, it is all um, produce of the devil and of his worshippers. So we live in a devil's matrix.
Yes, definitely.
We often talk about the matrix like the movie, but we should be more precise, and we should say devil's matrix. It's a kind of cage in which we are trapped without having knowledge of it. Okay, we too, we have knowledge of it to be trapped in this matter, but 90% of people is not aware. They don't even know that the devil is real. Uh,
Yeah, man.
Spirit,
It's
even spirits are real. Poltergeists are real.
yeah.
Are real.
Yeah, man,
And
possession.
they possess people. I believe that many of politicians, people in high ranking in the sports and the movies, singers, actors, actresses, most of them are under uh, the control of the devils. And many of them are not even aware of that.
Exactly. Yeah, man. You see the music show, like how they all pay respect. You see them always wearing red with horns, you know. Man, I mean, somebody puts together all those celebrities like Rihanna and what's her name, the other one, like Nicki Minaj. And I don't know, man. They all dressed in red with horns, you know. Even the guy I didn't know, the guy who played Truman. What's his name again?
Truman Show.
Yeah, what's his name? The actor. I forgot his name.
Uh,
Canadian.
the Canadian Jim
Canadian.
Carrey.
Yeah,
Jim
man,
Carrey.
I was so disappointed, man. He went to one of those balls, those parties they have for celebrities, and he was all in red with the horns, you know, paying homage to the devil. I was like, man, I
Uh,
didn't know he
but
was.
you gotta be careful.
Yeah,
Uh, because the people you can easily recognize as Satanists, maybe they are not, or maybe they're just
puppets.
mocking us. Yes, mocking us. This puppet. They're the real Satanists, and there are in the entertaining industry. They are uh, more. It's more difficult to recognize them. Real Satanists, I mean, they who gave themselves for real to the devil, they're less recognizable, less. You have more difficult to recognize them as Satanists. As the for example, satanic rock, and so it's not that evil. The real evil in the music industry is not so clear. It is not so easy to recognize.
Yeah, it can be any kind of music because in Brazil they have different kinds of music, like country music, whatever. And we know that the singers worship the devil, you know. So it doesn't have to be in a specific genre, you know. It can be any genre. And I was surprised, you know, when I was in the US, so many country music artists. They, I mean, they play, they have connections, you know, with the devil. So all right,
Yes,
brother, go ahead, say.
yes. I could cite names, but I do
Yeah,
not want to cite names if they are alive. They don't.
yeah. Not naming names. That's
You
fine. That's
can
fine.
say we can mention Stanley Kubrick was a Satanist, and you can spot it in his movies, just like
Yeah,
What I Shot and many others. He was a Satanist, and
yeah,
and many others. I can really recognize them through their videos, through their appearances, but we can we cannot do anything because strange things that I tried in the past to explain. A friend of mine, hey, that guy is a Satanist, she's a Satanist for this reason, this reason, this reason, but they don't understand because most people have not the mindset. I don't want to say they are not smart, I know, but they have not the mindset to really understand, to really recognize Satanists, Freemasons. You can recognize Freemasons if you are able, but it's it's not a safe thing. First of all,
Yeah. So, guys, if you are interested, I don't want to be. Albino is correct, so we shouldn't be naming names. But you can just visit They Live Truth. That's Russian Vid's channel. He exposes a lot what's going on, Hollywood, all these guys here. So,
it's very good.
it's worth watching.
It's very good, Russian vids. It's very good to expose
Hollywood,
and these guys, and he also very good in understanding the numerology, the hidden
yeah,
signs they use to keep in contact each other and to spread their evil messages. And because you have to understand, they don't have particular and secret channels to communicate each other, to keep in contact each other. They use the common channels, the common means everybody uses, but they use it particularly cryptic or hidden messages in numbers, words, colors, combinations of these things to let other Satanists or Freemasons that they are. So they help each others, and so they are the real power. And about the movies, you have to wonder why you never have movies about Freemasonry, and they are in charge of everything. But in movies, you never see a movie coming out talking about Freemasons and the fact that all the U.S. presidents were Freemasons, and some of them were Satanists. And maybe in Japan, nobody knows that the Japan's emperor is one of the chief of Illuminati, is in the Illuminati. And the Illuminati are 200, 300 people in the world. 40 or 50 are in Italy. And as I know, as far as I'm concerned, one of the chief of Illuminati is the emperor of Japan. But I suppose that in Japan, nobody knows that.
yeah, that's rumors. I've heard rumors about that. Albino, I am closing my eyes here, brother.
Yeah. So I let you go to sleep.
Now I am
Let you,
early. I am an early bird guy, brother. I sleep early. All right, so I want you to go ahead, and it's been a pleasure having you here. Please, a lot of people enjoyed your presence here today, and I want you to address them. Thank them for, and say something. Whatever you want to say. Closing words, brother.
the pleasure was mine.
And you will be back here. Perhaps we can do this every couple months. The time for you is bad. Morning for me is bad for you. Daytime for you is good for you, but it's bad for me because it's approaching midnight. That's that's bedtime for me. So, guys, this was in a special edition of our show, weekly show with Albino Galuppini. It was a pleasure. He was here about almost 2 years ago, and then we unfortunately that show was deleted. So we had another one today. Was way better because it was longer. The other one was a little bit shorter. I was able to go a little bit more, you know. So thank you so much, brother. Thanks so much for being here. It was a pleasure. Albino Galuppini, author, Flat Earth author from Flat Earth, Italy. And looking forward perhaps next year, Venice Flat Earth Convention. Who knows? May the Lord bless you, your
A
family.
global convention. A
Huh?
global convention.
Not
A
global.
global convention on flat Earth.
Not global. Destroy the globe, Flat Earth. That's what we want. Hi guys. So thank you, Albino. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and remove you from the stream. Okay?
Okay. See you. See you soon.
We will
Thank you very
talk
much.
through WhatsApp. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Benjo.
Thank you. Hi guys. So thank you very much for all. You know, we normally have Sunday nights. We have a good crew. Sometimes almost 200 people, 250. Tuesday morning, US, in every area, Brazil, a lot of people are working. So thanks for being here today. It was a special edition, Flat Earth Banjo Talk, because we had a special guest. So thanks, everyone. I'm going to close with David J. Caron's song, and I'm literally falling asleep, guys. So thank you so much. Let's listen to the song. I'll see you on Sunday if the Lord allows us.
Wonderful, magical, celestial light, fantastical, mystical, wonderful sight. Belgian Swiss physicist Auguste Piccard, 1931, first to reach for the stars, was the first to explore the air view stratospherius, a scientist curious to see what was there. An aluminium black ball on a helium balloon, hydrogen with photos and instruments, sailed towards the moon, rose in just half an hour, 52,000 feet, 10 miles up, 10 temperature, left for dead drops in heat and cold, but disproving gravity. Wonderful, mystical, beautiful sight, flat line separation of black from blue light, a world run by deceivers, false make-believers, hiding in shadows, stealing our light. Mystical, fluorescent light, wonderful, magical, awesome, yes, stealing our light. Wonderful, let there be light, supernatural, eternal, supernatural. Up we go, higher than rainbows, higher than mountains, above cumulonimbus, higher than air, high level horizon, 360 around us, but right round behind us, any height that you dare. The sun and the moon both revolve above around us, live forever, short time pass intelligently there. You'll never beat us, you'll never defeat us, no more you deceive us, keep through you like air. Kipper and Picard were the first ever known to reach up there. Divine luminescent light, mystical, wonderful, celestial light. So what was their eternal testimony? What did they report back to humanity? Said it seemed like a flat disk far as eyes can see, with an upturned edge fading into infinity. A mystical, ethereal, celestial sight, a divine creation, a clockwork of light, designed hid by deceivers, when they reach for the stars. Explorers and physicists, Kipper and Picard. Never you'll defeat us, forever beneath us. We see through you like air.